Hi everyone, it's Lisa with InkandInspirations.com. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! And today we're going to be making this Father's Day card. And for the card, I'm using two stamp sets that are carried over into the new Stampin' Up! Catalog. One is Thoughtful Branches for the sentiment for Father's Day, and the other one are some images, this one, this diagonal stripe, and then this circle from the Ready to Pop set that is still in the annual catalog. So to get started, I used a piece of the new in color Tranquil Tide, and I cut it at 4 1/4 by 11 and scored it at 5 1/2. And then I'm going to match these corners up and take my bone folder and give it a good crease. That's the base for our card. Then I wanted some texture, so I took the Hexagon Dynamic Textured Impressions Embossing folder, which is also carried over into the new catalog, and I cut another piece of Tranquil Tide at 4 by 5 1/4, and all these dimensions will be on my blog at InkandInspirations.com. And I'm going to layer that just on the card front. So let's go ahead and do that. And you can choose whichever side you'd like. And I think I'm going to put this side down. I'm going to use some liquid multi-purpose glue since it is textured and not a flat surface. This glue works best for that, I think. I have the best results with it. And we'll just put that down just like that. Now, I have this piece of the Color Theory Designer Series paper stack. It's this crackled look, and it is cut at 3 by 4, and I am going to angle it a bit on top of that textured layer, just to give it some interest. All right, let's just angle it a bit like that. Pretty much centered. Okay, now I have a piece of watercolor paper, and this is cut at 2 1/2 by 3 3/4. Okay, and I'm going to do a fun inking technique that you've probably seen before, and I've done it before a lot. I've done this when I've worked on mixed media cards, and it's fun to do, so let's just give it a whirl. I've got my Stampin' Spritzer with a little bit of water left in it, so I'm going to wet my watercolor paper. And then I'm going to use 3 colors of ink. I'm going to use Dapper Denim, Lemon Lime Twist, and Tranquil Tide. I'm going to start with Lemon Lime Twist. And I'm going to take a clear block, one of the smaller ones, and I'm just going to tap it a little bit on the ink pad, and then I'm just going to slide it across here. And you can put as much or as little ink as you like. When you do this technique, you never get any two that look the same, which is really cool, I think. Okay? All right. So then I have a rag here. I'm going to wipe my block clean. And then I'm going to take Tranquil Tide, another new ink color, and tap my block on it. And I'm just going to come across here like that. Sometimes you can get a little messy, but it's okay. Just spread it out like that. And the more it spreads more easily, the more water you have. And then again, it gets a little drippy, so you can experiment with it and see what works best for you. Okay? Now, let's see if I still have some wet, and I might need to go ahead and spray just a tiny bit again. And I'm covering up the inked parts already that I've already inked. And let's get the Dapper Denim. It's pretty dry, but you know what? That's going to be a really different look. I think I like it. Okay. So what happened here is my watercolor paper soaked up the water, so you can see where it was still wet, and here not so much, but that's okay. I'm going to leave it like that, okay? And let me show you another one that I've done ahead of time. Right here, the paper was pretty wet. I was able to smush that ink around. You see, that's going to give me two different looks, but still both great, okay? So just experiment and use whatever you make here, okay? Don't say, oh, that's not right. It's going to work. It's your creation. Use it. Okay, so for this piece here, I'm taking that image from the Ready to Pop set and the Dapper Denim ink, and I'm going to get another piece of scratch paper and put it beneath here, and I'm going to ink up this stamp and go over top. Now, to speed up the process of drying your watercolor piece, you can use your heat tool to do that. I just chose to have one pre-made so it was good and dry and I wouldn't have to wait on it for the video. So you can just scatter that. And now what we're going to do is take this piece and go ahead and mount it on the card. And this one I'm going to mount fairly straight, even with the background, the card base. So let me go ahead and use some more liquid glue and apply that just like that. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and finish this card once that's dry, and I'll post it on my blog so you can see it with this card as well. Okay, so now I took some Whisper White cardstock and I used this dotted circle image here, and then the Happy Father's Day from the Thoughtful Banner set, and I punched it with the classic label punch. And I'm going to layer those up, and I'm also going to cut a piece of this. I want a little background, so I'm going to cut about a 3/4 inch piece of this. Let's do 3/4. No, that's 1/2, Lisa. 3/4 by 2. Okay, and then I'm going to take my paper snips and just cut a little banner edge here, like that. And like that, I won't have the white against the white, okay? So before I attach this, though, I'm going to take some of our silver metallic thread and wrap it around my 4 fingers here, about 5 or 6 times. Cut it, and then I'm going to use some Snell adhesive and attach this to the back where it's extending beyond the circle, okay? And then I'm going to put some more glue right here on the back. The snail would probably hold it, but I wanted to give it a good hold, so let's just do that. And then I can take these 2 pieces here and mount them on top of that circle. And then I'm going to add one of the new embellishments from the catalog. It's the clear faceted gems. And I'm just going to pick that up with my paper snips and apply it right there in that corner. Okay, there we have a Father's Day card done with a fun watercolor technique, just kind of an abstract background. And I hope you'll try that, experiment with your different stamps to see what kind of a background you can come up with, and give it a try. If you have any questions, please let me know. Visit my website at inkandinspirations.com, and I will talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.